A UK police officer is now possibly facing the sack after mocking a law that he should have been enforcing. We've got a short video clip that we're going to show you, but before we do that, make sure you do subscribe, turn notifications bell on, and head over to combatreadyhq.co.uk. Link is in the description. Check out some of our merchandise and some great tasting coffee. But let's get into the video.
Will no longer be silenced and to fuck himself. From me, with love. Cheers. Thanks very much.
With love?
Yeah, with love. Yeah.
Cheers. Hello, mate. You alright?
Yeah, what's up?
Absolutely nothing, so don't panic. It's just a very quick one. I appreciate you're at work, but Warwickshire have asked me to come round and just basically, it's a load of bollocks, mate, but it's about this protest tomorrow in Warwickshire.
Yeah.
And just saying, obviously, that they're aware that you might be wanting to attend that planned protest, and obviously that's absolutely fine. You've got freedom of speech, and that's no issues at all. And all they've asked me to do, mate, it sounds daft, so I apologise, and it's really woeful. It's not something I agree with, but I've been asked to do it. It's just to drop a leaflet about being involved in a protest. It sounds bad, but it is what it is.
Do me a favour. Take it back to them and
Yes,
write
mate.
back on it to them. Say, we will no longer be silenced and to fuck himself. From me, with love. Cheers. Thanks very much.
With love?
Yeah, with love. Yeah.
Cheers,
Because
dude.
the silent majority of Britain will no longer stay silent. Tell them that. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Nice one,
So, as you see there, the guy is fed up. He wants his free speech. He doesn't feel like he needs to be approached by the police. And he says the silent majority, you know, they will no longer stay silent. But the police officer has totally agreed with what he has said. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this in the comment section, because I think it's going to be a 50-50 split. On one hand, some people are going to say he should not have laughed, he should not have said that, he shouldn't have used the words such as woeful. I think he said it's a load of bollocks. It doesn't really mean much. He should be completely non-biased. As a police officer, he should be trying to enforce every law correctly, and he should stand by it no matter his opinion. A bit like when I was in the military. Sometimes you just had to keep yourself silent, and no matter what it was, wherever you were going in the world, whether you believed in it or not, you were fighting for your king and country, okay? And you just went there and you fought, and that's what the British Army does, and it's what he did. And some people say that's what the police officer should do. No matter the law, they should enforce it, and they should enforce it correctly, and they should stand behind it. On the other hand, I think a lot of people are going to say, good on him, finally standing up for what he believes in. He's not trying to enforce a load of bollocks, as they say, and he should be celebrated for finally standing up to the government and to the police force. It's just a leaflet getting put through a door. I think it is pretty ridiculous. People go and protest. If you want to protest, like I said, do it peacefully, go along. But looks like they're enforcing that you have to have a leaflet if you're saying you're going to attend a protest. Now, this police officer has, I think, been investigated formally. He is going to basically receive some form of discipline, whether that is suspension, some sort of other disciplinary, or he could be sacked. He could literally lose his job. And what makes it worse is, I'm guessing the guy who he's speaking to thought it would be quite funny and has released this footage and said, look at this, they've tried to give me a leaflet, I've told him to do one with love, found it pretty funny. The police officer's actually been pretty sound to the guy, and now it looks like this guy's going to get him sacked. Do I think he deserves to be sacked over this? No, I don't. I think, should he face disciplinary? Most probably not. He's just speaking the truth. He's just saying how he feels. But on the other hand, some people will say that he should be enforcing the law. Like I said, if you head over to Combat Ready HQ, go and check out our merch. And if you want to stay focused and give yourself a caffeine kick, then you can check out our amazingly tasting coffee as well. And in other news, let's look at the anti-migrant protests that have happened over the weekend. We're sort of seeing a new, let's say, face to the protests. Before, I think you would see a lot of men, young men, and a few women. we're actually seeing a lot of young mothers, grandmothers who are coming along to fight for their children and grandchildren, saying that they do not feel safe on the streets and that they want to be safer. They want something done about it. They have obviously gone up against counter protesters saying we welcome refugees, anyone is pretty much welcome, and even going to shout the words, I think it's sort of not like Nazis, calling them Nazis, which I think is definitely a bit far-fetched for people who want to basically protest for the safety of their children and their families, and they just want a right to vote. They want a right to just be heard and a right to just be told what's going on in their communities. Like I said, I'm all up for legal migration, and as long as things are done correctly, then I have no issues with it at all. But for the best part, it looks like over the weekend it actually remained pretty peaceful. I don't think there was actually any major issues with the two protests clashing. There was plenty of police about, keeping them far apart from each other. You especially saw that in Liverpool. The two groups were completely separate with police in the middle, and it didn't look like it got out of hand. And you even had in London, I believe, pro-Palestine protests where we actually saw hundreds and hundreds of arrests by the police for arresting people who supported the group, the Palestine Action. As this group is now sort of classed as a dangerous group, they are classed under a terrorist group, so it is now under the Home Office, under the government, now illegal to join and support such a group. So I believe it was over 500 arrests were made for people who were members and were supporting Palestine Action on the streets of London. What is happening in the UK? Where is this going to go? We are at boiling point. We've got protests happening and around major cities all around the UK, whether it's to do anti-migrants, whether it's to do with Palestine, Israel. At the minute, it just feels like there is constant protests. Is it all going to overboil? Are we going to see a lot of violence? I think we possibly could, but I'd love to know your thoughts on any of this. Please do comment below. Be very interested to hear what you've got to say, and remember, do subscribe, turn notifications bell on, and head over to combatreadyhq.co.uk. Link is in the description. Check out our t-shirts and our coffee, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.